One of the greatest quotes I have ever heard was, "A person who can read but chooses not to is more ignorant than a person that can't read." I have gotten lots of questions over the years on what books I recommend to help grow a business, increase sales, and help with marketing, and decided to make a full episode dedicated to that. In this episode, I share 5 of the best and most powerful books that have helped me scale and grow business over the years, with the goal of it also being able to help you. I also share a bonus hack that I have learned to make sure I get the most out of the book and a quicker understanding of the material so I can implement it as quickly as possible. I hope you learned something new and enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Treatment Revolution podcast, where we teach overworked massage therapists a better treatment system that will allow you to cut your treatment times by at least 50%. So you can stay healthy, avoid the dreaded burnout, and help a hell of a lot more people get out of pain. If you're new to the show and you don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Matt Maggio. I am a soft tissue injury treatment expert, specifically for neck, shoulder, elbow, and wrist pain. My focus is on finding and fixing scar tissue and reducing inflammation from chronic injuries without the use of drugs, injections, or surgeries, which leads to a significant increase in overall functioning and long-lasting pain relief. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out the show. What books do I recommend? Sometimes people don't like to read. And as I said in the intro, the person that can read but chooses not to read is more ignorant than a person that can't read at all. I think reading is something really awesome, something really valuable, and there's always something you can get out of a book. But a lot of people choose not to read. They don't have a good attention span. They don't take it all in. But there's a couple of concepts about the world and how it comes to running a business that not only solves people's problems, but also allows you to make an awesome living and have a great life. Here's the thing. We are emotionally complex creatures that tend to make decisions based off emotions, and then we try to justify that with logic. And in the idea of sales, people think about sales, and when they think about sales or selling something, they think about that like sleazy used car salesman or that person that's really pushy and just won't leave you alone and constantly pesters you, and they're annoying. And when they hear sales, they're like, "Ugh, I don't want to be sold. Like, that's gross. Leave me alone." And then when you think you're trying to sell in your business as well, you have that same mindset and those same ideas, and it can really keep your business from growing and helping more people get access to, hopefully, your awesome level of care. For me, I say sales, they're not slimy or dirty. What it really is it's just getting someone to make a decision to get their problem solved. And if you have a truly amazing product that can help them, you got a duty and an obligation to sell your ass off. Here's another thing. People are always judging you and really just trying to see if they trust you, they trust your product, and if they trust your business. And when they don't, they tell you a bunch of excuses as to why they can't or won't buy from you. They might say they got to think about it. They got to talk to their spouse. It's not the right time of year. It's too much money, all of that. But what it goes right back to is that they don't trust you. They don't trust your product, and they sure as hell don't trust your business. And instead of the truth, they don't tell you the truth. They don't say flat out, "I don't believe you can help." They make up all this stuff, and then we're like, "Okay, I don't want to be too pestery. I don't want to push them because I don't want to be slimy salesman." So you don't do anything, and you don't even get a chance to sell to them because, like I said, selling is basically getting them to make a decision to do something to help solve their problem. And then another thing people do, we are all judgy, very judgy humans, is people are always judging to see if you're a true expert in what you do and that you're enthusiastic as hell, and mostly important, that you're confident that you're going to be able to help them. Here's the thing. I wasn't really born with any of these above skills, and I don't think many people are either, but they were painstakingly developed over the last 15 years. Man, I'm getting old, going on 13, 14, 15. Yeah, it's been a long time. Going on practice a long time, feels like forever. And I had a lot of trials and tribulations. I did find a shortcut for some of those frustrations of all of it that comes with business and sales and marketing and communicating and influencing. And that came from pouring into several amazing books over and over again. Here's the thing. I don't read for volume to say, oh, look, I've read 1,000 books and look at my bookshelf full of all these books that I just glanced over. No, I don't do that. Instead, I read for understanding in depth. And the following 5 books, only 5, right, have all been read over the years by me. I'd say at least 5 times, some like 10 or 15. And they've helped me on my journey to mastering human nature, sales, marketing, and communication to my clients, leading to a business model that rewards the provider for doing great work, better and faster than anyone else, leading to a business that works for me, not me for it. So a mistake I made, and I still see so many other providers messing up. We think it's all about the treatment and what you provide. Of course, it is the foundation of being an amazing provider. And if you are lousy, people will figure it out. But here's the thing. You could be the best provider in the entire world. But if you aren't able to make people aware of what you do, which is marketing, and then influence them successfully to spend their hard-earned money on your solution, which is sales, then you will never have the business, life, and freedom, both in schedule and money, that most people dream of. Also, you must be able to understand how humans act in all sorts of crazy and irrational ways, and be able to help them kind of sort through the bullshit and the excuses that they make to keep themselves from actually getting out of pain and really just getting a better life. So the following books have helped me tremendously on certain levels of each one of those above topics, and I hope they can help you out too. Probably the most important book I've ever read is The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. It is a very long book, but it basically just goes through the ideas of why we do the things that we do, why humans are the way they are, helping us understand ego, helping us understand envy, helping us all sorts of things, why group dynamics happen, and really equipping you with the knowledge and the skills to really look at humans and how they interact is like something of like being like a science experimenter and diving in deep and taking in all the information. It's helped me just cultivate better empathy, help me realize where I'm messing up, if my ego's showing up, if I'm being a narcissist, recognizing when I'm dealing with some of these complicated people as well. It's basically just a guidebook for how to interact and deal with humans, because that's what we do and that's what we do all day long. Now, when it comes to sales, there's lots of sales books out there, but I gotta say, probably hands down, the best sales book that I've read is The Way of the Wolf. It's called Straight Line Sales, and I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio. It is based on a real life character named Jordan Belfort, and his sales system is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It really helps you get to the core of what's going on, helping the client understand that you can help, presenting your offer to the correct people, qualifying your client as well, and getting them to trust you, trust the business, and trust the product. It is an absolute gem and something that I modeled my entire sales system on. Next one is the idea of being an authority to your clients. Now, a lot of us out there get stuck in the trap of wanting to be friends with our clients, and it's totally fine to be nice and cordial, but at the end of the day, they're coming to you because you have a unique set of skills. You have something that can provide tremendous value, and they have to take you seriously as a provider. And in any social interaction, there's these things called frames, and there's a frame called the power frame. And in one situation, someone has to be the alpha and someone has to be what's called the beta. And what happens a lot for many of us, and it happened to me for many years, is you get stuck in what's called the beta trap. And when you're in the beta trap, the client tells you how to treat, what to treat, where to treat, what they pay when they come in. And that can really mess with you, can really fuck with you and put you in a bad place. So the best book I recommend for that is called Pitch Anything by a man named Oren Klaff. And it is simply amazing about how to handle these frames, how to take control of the situation, because at the end of the day, the clients don't need you to be their friend. They need you to be their leader. They're coming to you because they want you to solve their problem, and you have to take control back of everything. Another book on marketing. Like I said, marketing is all about awareness, and I think the best marketer out there is a man named Dan Kennedy. He is an old crotchety man with a big mustache, but his books are called the No BS series, and his best book is the No BS Guide to Direct Response Marketing. So what is direct response marketing? It's where you put out really awesome content and information, give people a lot of good ideas about what you do, how you can help, and then they reach out to you and how you handle it. And it gives you the idea of like how to structure your marketing, what your content should look like, how to handle it, making an offer, everything that you should know, but you don't know, and why your marketing is struggling. That book will completely transform that part of your business, because it is the lifeblood of your business. Because if they don't know you, they sure as hell can't flow you. And then the last book, it kind of covers everything, not just human nature, but sales and authority and everything like that. It is a book called Influence by Robert Cialdini, Dr. Robert Cialdini. I never say his name right, but it really goes into the different levers of influence and how to really persuade people to make the right decision in what you do and providing a service. Because I always say, if you got an amazing product, an amazing treatment that can totally change someone's life and keep them the fuck away from pain pills, injections, and surgeries, you have a duty and obligation to influence them, help them make the right decision. Because here's the thing, you'd be like, well, I feel bad, pushing them. I don't want to be pushy, they're not, I want them to make the decision themselves. But think about this. If you know you have something truly amazing that can help somebody, but you don't push them to get into that, and then they go down the road to some dickhead that can't even help them or fix them, their problem never gets any better, then you know what? They end up at the orthopedic surgeon's office. They're getting pumped full of cortisone. Then they're hooked on pain pills, and you know what? They might end up dead. Whew. Yeah, you fucked up. You fucked up big time. You had a chance to help them, but you couldn't get out of your own way. I know that might seem extreme, but that is exactly how I look at every client that comes in that I don't take through the proper process and influence them in the right way, because I have an amazing product that can truly change their lives and really save their lives in the long run. So understanding you need to be influential and understand the dynamics of everything that a client presents with. So those 5 books right there are absolutely amazing. And some of them I think I've read like 15 times. Read for depth, not just for, quantity across the board. And one last hack, and I got this from an awesome guy named Alex Hormozy on retaining information, is what I do is not only do I get the physical copy of the book, I also get the audio copy of it as well. And I listen to it as I'm reading it. And a lot of those audiobooks are read by the author, and they really emphasize like certain points and add in some extra things as well. That really helps you retain the information as well. Because I know sometimes I get bored when I read and my mind wanders and I'm all over the place. But when I listen and I read at the same time, I'm able to retain this information so much better. I'll put all the links for each book in the show notes, wherever you're consuming this podcast as well. So you can get the links for those. I'll just put them to Amazon, but they are truly amazing books. So I think that's all I got for you guys this week. If you ever have any Q&A questions, I'm going to start doing more Q&A on this podcast as well, because a lot of people send me questions, and then the YouTube channel and follow me on social is going to be more of like the treatment and the diagnosis and case management and all that kind of stuff, more of the clinical stuff on this. This is going to be more of the back end, like the marketing, sales, client communication, all that good stuff, because they all need to be together to have a really awesome business. So instead of mindlessly scrolling through the nonsense on social media or maybe binge watching some bullshit, why not use that time to grow your business and your skill sets by reading a book? And you'd be amazed at how much it can help. And I always end the podcast the same way. Go out there and be great this week. The world needs access to your treatments and solutions so people can stay the fuck away from pain pills and surgeries, which only make things worse. Appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. If you want help on the path to being able to double your income, all while working 50% less and being taken seriously as a healthcare provider, I have some great resources for you. Number one, get access to our free training modules and introduction to my system, the Peak Method. Number two, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Soft Tissue Revolution. Links to all of this can be found in the show notes. Lastly, if you like the show, please leave us a 5-star review and share it with others that you know it could help.